Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. I hope you're all happy and healthy. This video is going to be my 12 and 13 week pregnancy update. So I am 13 weeks and 1 day today, so I'm only just 13 weeks, but I went for my dating scan finally. Felt like it took forever to get here on Thursday. Today is Saturday. I went for my dating scan on Thursday and basically they estimated me, so if you haven't been following my journey, I am still breastfeeding my daughter Alula and my periods never returned. So when I got pregnant, I had no idea how far it was because it wasn't 100% planned. So I had no idea how far I was. So I was sent for an early scan and they estimated me when I went for that around 8.5 weeks, but they didn't give me a due date because they said it could change. So when I went for my dating scan today, obviously baby is a lot bigger and it was a lot easier to measure. So it's a lot more accurate. And I was meant to have been 12 weeks and so many days on Thursday, but they actually estimated me at 13 weeks. So I went from 12 weeks to 13 weeks, which it was only like a few days, but it was still like, whoa, you know, like I already feel like this pregnancy is going so fast. Like my mum said to me the other day, like, you've only got 6 months. And when they said I was actually 13 weeks, I was like, oh my goodness, I'm even further than I thought, even though it was only a few days. So leading up to the scan, I actually got myself in a bit of a tiz. I'd been subconsciously very anxious and I didn't think I realized how much that was actually affecting me because of the early loss that I experienced. So again, if you're new here, I did experience a very early miscarriage just before this pregnancy. I've just had so much anxiety. I'm a worrier anyway, but it's been extreme and like next level in this pregnancy. I've just been so worried and anxious, and leading up to it I just kept thinking they was going to tell me the worst and tell me that, you know, there was no heartbeat or just all of these horrible things. So I was really nervous about going. What made it worse for me as well is that it said on the letter that children are not allowed in, so I couldn't take Alula and we couldn't get someone to cover the gym and have Alula for us. So I had to take Alula to the gym for Dan to watch her and I had to go on my own. So that made it worse, like having to go on my own. I think just having someone there for moral support, like having Dan with me, would have made it a lot easier. So I was a lot anxious about that as well. And yeah, I just got myself in a bit of a tiz about it, but as soon as I seen that little heart pumping away, I just felt so much relief. And to see like how much the baby has grown since I went for the early scan at like 8 or 9 weeks is just mind-blowing. Like I know I've done this before, but it's just, it really is amazing to see, and it just made me feel so much better that everything was okay. They said everything looked normal. I did decide to have the screening for Downs, I always get this wrong, Downs, Edward and Patel syndrome? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Which I know is optional and you don't have to have. I had it with Alula and I just thought, because I'm such an overthinker and worrier, I'd rather just know. And I think with something like that, I'd have to know with something like that because it's such a huge thing. So I have had that where they, basically for that, if you don't know, they measure the fluid, I think it is, behind baby's neck. So, and they combine that with a blood test. You have a blood test and they combine the two results and they give you a number, like a chance. It'd be like 1 in so many, and obviously the higher number, the less chance. Obviously everybody can be that 1, so it's never like a 0, but yeah, it's just something I'd rather know. And get the results back for that within a week, they said, so hopefully I should have that soon. I'm feeling okay about it because the lady that did the scan did say that, you know, the measurements are looking normal. Obviously I know they've got to combine it with a blood test as well, but I don't really have any risk factors or anything like that, so I don't really have any concerns about that apart from just my overthinking brain going into overdrive about it. But I'm feeling okay about that. I will show you some pictures. So this is my little baby, and if you are one of those people that like know the nub theory and stuff like that, please don't go commenting, because we have decided that we are going to have a surprise this time. We found out the gender with Alula because I just had to know, but I always said next time, if I'm lucky enough to have a baby again, I would like to do it the other way, so I experience both ways. So we're going to have a surprise gender, and I've got a feeling I know, because I kind of know about the nub theory. I'm not very good at it, but I've got a feeling I know what it is, and I keep studying it, and I shouldn't. I should just put it away and just forget about it. But it's really strange because I had such a strong gut feeling that I knew what the gender was, like as soon as I got pregnant. And now seeing the scans, it's kind of changed what I'm thinking. So honestly, I don't know. Obviously, I have no idea. But yeah, I think I might know, but can't be sure, obviously. And I know that, you know, 13 weeks is still very, very early to know the gender anyway, because it could still change. Okay, so how have I been feeling the last couple of weeks since my last update? Honestly, I've been feeling okay. I'm still struggling with energy and like motivation to work out. Like my workouts are just, once I get going, I'm fine. I have been basically doing a lot of body weight stuff because it's just, I don't know, I'm just trying to enjoy moving my body rather than like focusing on the weights I'm using or anything like that. I'm really focusing on like my mobility and my range of motion, making sure that I'm doing the exercises with really good form. And I just feel like when I add a weight to that, it kind of just goes out the window. So I'm just trying to be grateful that I am able to move my body and just trying to enjoy moving it. But it is really, really hard to get going. Like the last thing I want to do 90% of the time is work out, but I know it's a privilege and I should be grateful to be able to work out, which I am. And also I know it makes me feel better when I have done some exercise. So yeah, still managing to work out about 3 times a week. I try for 4. I've worked out 3 times this week. I'm going to try and go to the gym today. Well, I am going to the gym today, but I've got a lot of work to do. So I might see if I can get a workout done before, because I find it makes me more productive when I do my work and it just energizes me a little bit. The sickness and nausea has definitely calmed down. I'm not in the clear yet though, and like, I know a lot of people say by 12 weeks everything starts feeling better. Like the midwife said that to me when I went for my blood test on Thursday, and I wouldn't say I'm in the clear yet. I still get a lot of like indigestion, like I feel like I need to burp, like quite gassy, and like it's like I'm full up to here all the time and sometimes quite nauseous, but it's nowhere near the level it was like a month ago. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a lot better when it comes to the sickness. Like I don't wake up feeling really, really sick anymore. But saying that, I have had like a few days this week at the same time every day around tea time, like 4 or 5 o'clock. I just feel really, really, really rubbish. It's not even like sick. It's like, well, it is like I feel nauseous, but it's like heartburn, and I just feel really funny in the head, and I just feel awful, like really, really awful. I don't want to eat anything, but then I find if I do like eat something, I feel a bit better. So I don't know if it's like blood sugar dropping and I need like another little spike, or I don't really know what it is. I have been testing my blood pressure as well, because I have been feeling like the other day in the gym, it was Thursday actually, the day after my scan, I tried to exercise. I literally did my warm-up. I was like, I can't do it. I was shaking, like completely shaking. I felt clammy but shivery and like a heaviness in my chest and just really like lightheaded and dizzy. And so I tested my blood pressure because I thought maybe my blood pressure's off. And I've always had quite low blood pressure, and it was quite low. So I wasn't alarmed by that. But I honestly think it's the anxiety, like the physical symptoms of anxiety that's coming out in my body. And I just don't think I'm realising how much I am struggling with my anxiety this pregnancy. And like just little things like I've been biting my nails again and like picking the skin around my fingers, and it's like really embarrassing, and like just little things like that you don't realise you're doing them. But yeah, I've definitely been doing that because my fingers look absolutely horrible, and once I've done it and I've realised I've done it, I absolutely hate it. But yeah, so I don't think I'm realising how much the anxiety is affecting me. And I did struggle with anxiety when I was pregnant with Alula as well, but this time it's just, like I said, it's just next level. It's just, obviously it's anxiety around the loss that I experienced and anything happening to this baby, but it's just anxiety in general as well. Like I never had worries about losing Alula really, because I didn't experience loss before Alula. That was my first pregnancy, and it was, you know, everything was great from the get-go. So this time I just feel, yeah, really strange, and it's not nice. I have also been having a little bit of lower back pain, and I never got this with Alula. Like even at 41 weeks pregnant, no back pain really. Only when like I started getting like contractions and I was feeling a little bit in the back. Like literally I had no back pain, but I have been feeling like lower back pain, and I don't know if it's like a hormonal thing, or I don't know if it's my pelvic floor. So I know a lot of your muscles, your pelvic floor muscles, like attach at the back, and I think, now I'm not a pelvic floor physio obviously, but I think that my pelvic floor is tight, and I think that's because I've been really, really stressed. Like I have been really stressed. I'm just finding everything really overwhelming and really hard. I know that your pelvic floor does respond to your emotions, and if you're stressed it can sort of go into protection mode and sort of tighten up. So yeah, and the other reason that I think my pelvic floor is tight is because sometimes when I go to the toilet, it's quite hard to wee. Like, sorry if this is TMI, but it's a pregnancy update. It's going to be a little bit TMI. Yeah, I find it quite hard to like actually get the wee out, and I think that's because my pelvic floor is like doing this and it's not relaxing to let it come out. So I've been making sure that I always start my workouts with like breathing to connect to my pelvic floor, but I'm trying to make sure that after my workouts I stretch and I focus on relaxing my pelvic floor as well, because a good strong muscle can relax and contract. So I think I really need to focus on down training the relaxation of my pelvic floor. I have booked in to go and see a pelvic floor physiotherapist in Bristol. I think the earliest I could get in was like the start of March, so I think I'll be like 16 weeks or something like that by the time I actually go and see her for a pregnancy MOT. She will check then and she will let me know. I also just want her to check my posture, because I do feel like I'm flaring my ribs a little bit, and I think that could be, again, because I'm tight in my back. So when you're tight in your back muscles, that can make your rib cage flare, and then because your rib cage is flared, that can affect how well you breathe, because it can affect like your diaphragm, because your diaphragm sits underneath your ribs. And sorry, I'm going to like loads of anatomy right here, but it might be useful for someone out there. So if you're experiencing any of this, definitely go and see a pelvic floor physio. It's not just for after pregnancy, like after you've had the baby. It is really important to do when you are pregnant as well. So I'm looking forward to going and seeing her and just getting some tips and some action steps of what I can be doing. I think I'm doing the right thing, but you never really know with your pelvic floor because you can't see it, and you need a professional that knows what the hell they're on about to check. So yeah, that's what I've been feeling. A little bit of low back pain, and I think tightness in my pelvic floor. I have been getting like the round ligament pain again, so I was in bed the other day and like coughed or sneezed or something, and it was like, oh. So I think my belly is really, really growing. It's definitely like more pronounced, like the lower belly now, like from my belly button down. It's like definitely out there now. I will show you. So this is my 13-week, and I do look like I'm in this pelvic tilt, don't I? I really need to try and not live in that pelvic tilt, because that is not going to help my lower back either. But yeah, this is the bump. I feel like from the front, I don't look that pregnant, like you can kind of see it here, and obviously my hips have got wider, but my waist is still quite small, I think. So but yeah, I'm definitely starting to pop now, and you know, I do get excited when I think about the bump growing, because I loved having a bump, and I just hope that I'm the same like as I was before, like comfortable and not in pain or discomfort or anything like that. So that's another reason why I want to go and see the pelvic floor physio, to make sure that I can have the most comfortable pregnancy possible, like I did with Alula. It was amazing. I managed to work out all the way until the day before my contraction started, so like 41 weeks, because she was born 41 and 3, and I was in labour for days. But yeah, feeling positive about having some steps in place to move forward with the pelvic floor physio. Alula, no, I don't want to jinx it, I really don't want to jinx it, but Alula has been sleeping better the last couple of nights. She actually slept last night, are you ready for this? For 10 hours straight. That is a record. She has never ever slept for 10 hours straight, and I am so happy. Like, thank you universe, because wow, this mum needed that. I needed that so bad. I slept for, obviously I didn't go to bed when she went to bed. She went to bed at like 7. I went to bed about 9:30, 10 I think last night. But yeah, I slept so good last night, and because I've been getting a little bit more sleep recently, I've actually been dreaming, and I haven't been dreaming where I've been not really getting into like a good amount of sleep, and I forgot about the pregnancy dreams. Oh my goodness, they're so weird, they're so real, they're so random, and they're so intense. Like, I've been having the weirdest dreams, and I remember that with Lula as well. Like, does anybody else get that, or is it just me? Because that is so weird. Like, I'm not going to tell you what happens in my dreams, because you'll actually think that I'm a psychopath. But yeah, weird as hell. Another thing that I've been having, which I haven't actually mentioned in any of the other updates, but it's been happening like from the start, and it's definitely something I have with Alula as well, is travel sickness. Like, I cannot be a passenger in the car, I have to drive. Sometimes when I drive, like when I'm feeling really bad, it gets me as well. But I could be feeling completely fine, get in the car to go somewhere with Dan, like being a passenger, and no, it's absolutely awful. I feel so sick, so I have to drive. Don't know if anybody else gets that. I know my friend did get that. She told me when she was pregnant she got that, like she had to drive everywhere because if her partner drove, she felt really sick as well. But it's so weird. I don't know how that works. Like, I don't know why it's any different when I'm driving. But yeah, travel sickness is definitely something I've been experiencing as well. And then the only other thing to really update you on is my skin. I've mentioned my skin so many times. I'm still having breakouts, still all around this area. But another thing I've noticed is my skin is just really dry. And I think it is the weather for a start, but yeah, I think my body is just having all of its goodness zapped from it. So this baby is taking everything. Also Alula, I'm still breastfeeding Alula at night, so my body is still taking the goodness to produce breast milk, and I think I'm just a little bit depleted. So I really do, I said this last time, I really do just need a pamper and to just, yeah, take care of myself a little bit more, which I am trying to do, and obviously working out is a big part of that for me. But yeah, get my diet back on track. I have been slightly better because I've had less aversions to things. Like, I'm able to eat a lot more food now. I don't have as many cravings at the moment. And I have as well, not that this is a good thing, but my aversion for coffee is kind of gone. So I still have it sometimes. I don't drink coffee every day like I used to, but I have been drinking the odd cup of coffee. Like, I'll probably have 2 or 3 a week, something like that, which is so nice. I know it's not exactly a good thing, but I just really love a nice cup of coffee, and like for my mental as well. So yeah, that's nice that I can drink coffee again. I think that kind of rounds it up for this installment. I don't really think I have much else to add. I probably will think of something as soon as I stop filming, because that always happens. But yeah, all in all, feeling okay. Mentally, struggling with the anxiety, I'm gonna be honest, like it's not a breeze, but I had that with Alula, and I'm just hoping that it does kind of level itself out and pass over time. It's funny as well, because as soon as I found out I was pregnant with Alula, I was downloading all of the pregnancy apps. I was checking them like every day, like reading all of the little updates, and I only just thought like recently to download one. So I've got a pregnancy app, and that is, I would say, it's making me feel better, but since I've got to like 12 weeks, it's saying you should be feeling a lot more stable and less sick and more energy and all of these things, and I'm like, no I don't. So that's kind of making me feel a little bit worse sometimes, but I love reading the updates for the baby and seeing how the baby's developing every week. So yeah, that's the only thing I would say about pregnancy apps, is sometimes they can make you feel better and sometimes they can make you feel worse, because sometimes they'll say you should be feeling this and you're like, well, I'm not feeling like that. Because it said on mine when I read it yesterday, for 13 weeks you should be feeling less emotional. I'm so emotional. Like, it doesn't take a lot to make me cry, but everybody's different, I suppose. And like I said, with Alula, things didn't start really easing until about 16 weeks, 17 weeks. So it could be, you know, another few weeks until I start feeling less emotional and less sick and more energy. But yeah, I just want the baby brain to go away. Like, I'm finding doing work and things so hard because my brain is just absolutely frazzled, literally frazzled. And I just forget things. I feel like my brain is really messy and really cluttery. Yeah, that's hard. But apart from that, I am okay. That is all I have to add for this installment. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Still feeling just so grateful, so excited for this baby. Excited to be in the second trimester. I made it through, thank goodness. That's the second time making it through the first trimester, and it really is so hard. So if you're pregnant and you're in those first 12 weeks, just be really kind to yourself. If you are pregnant, please do drop a little comment below and let me know when you are due, because I absolutely love connecting with other pregnant ladies on here and just making friends and just talking to them. And it's just so nice to find people that are due around the same time as you as well, and just having that sort of connection. So if you are pregnant, please do drop a little comment below and subscribe to my channel for future videos, and I'll see you next time, guys.